Hello and welcome to pdfsupply.com. Today we're going to be testing an Rx3i 16-point discrete output. I have here an IC694MDL340. It's 120 volts AC. If you guys look at the wiring diagram as compared to what I have in front of you physically, I have my hot lead from 120 volt AC to my terminals 19 and then jumped to terminal 9. So on the left hand side of the terminal strip, the fifth terminal down, which is terminal 9, has a jumper going to terminal number 19, which is the bottommost terminal on the left side of the strip, and that's attached to my power supply cord, my 120 volt AC power supply cord. Now the neutral lead is connected with a wire nut to a drop light. I have just 120 volt AC that you guys can't see, drop light. So every time I touch or probe one of the channels, if the channel is activated and it's on, then I should get the light to come on. If it's been turned off, then the light shouldn't go on. So I'll explain that in a minute when we actually test it. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is configure this, and as you can see, my power supply is taking up rack position 0 and 1, and CPU is 2 and 3. Okay, they each take up 2 slots, and that's leaving me with slot number 4. So if you look on my configuration that I have in front of you, Proficy Machine Edition, you'll see that same configuration. What I want to do is go to slot number 4, right click or double click, and we're going to add discrete output, IC694, again, MDL340, 16 circuit output, 120 volt AC, half amp. Okay, now there's no configuration for this, there's no settings, but what you may want to just keep in mind is that the reference address, if this is a new fresh file like I'm using, should be %output or %Q, which means output 00001. And that's going to be important to know when we go to the reference table in order to initiate the output. So we're going to click the lightning bolt icon to hook up to the processor. And once it's connected, we're going to hit the green handprint. We're going to toggle to online mode. Now if you follow my arrow down below, you'll notice that we're in programmer mode, stop faulted. Okay, the stop part means that the outputs have been disabled, and the faulted part means that the processor was doing a different function before we gave it this MDL340, and that's why the configuration, if you look, is not equal. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to Target, Online Commands, Clear, and we want to clear controller fault table and IO fault table. Hit OK. There's no need to erase all memory. I don't recommend that you do that. Just stick to the bottom 2 selections. That'll keep us from getting hung up when we download. All right. So now we can download. That's the icon I'm hovering over right now that has download information and run button in one. Now the first thing it's going to ask us is what exactly do we want to download to the processor? What do we want it to do? And in this particular case, hardware configuration in motion and logic is all we need. We don't want to write anything to permanent flash memory. And then it'll build exactly the configuration, the physical configuration that we have in rack 0. Okay. Now while that's downloading, this test is just a very, very simple 2-part test. And that would be outputs on. We test that all the outputs are delivering 120 volts as promised. And then outputs off. We want to make sure that the outputs are able to be shut off. Usually when a discrete output fails, what we notice is that the outputs fail in the on state. Okay, so we're going to turn on the outputs. We're going to drag down to go to our default table, output. Okay, here's our reference address as we described before. Take a look. Reference address Q00001. And as you can see, my top right hand corner, if I put my arrow over it, is Q00001. And we're just going to put a 1 digit in there, hit enter. Go to the next terminal, the next output. And so on. You want to carry this until you get to all 16 channels. Okay, now all my bits have been toggled on. I'm holding my hot lead from the light. We're going to hit probe channels 1 through 8. Turn my power source on. Okay. So far what you guys can't see is that all 8 channels have been able to go on. I'm doing channels 8 through 16, so 1 through 8 is tested, 8 through 16 are tested. They're all good. A couple things that you might want to look for during the test is when we go to shut these outputs off, is if you look at the LEDs on the module itself and they're stuck on when they should be in the off position after you've put a 0 in and hit enter. If any of them stick on, if they stay on, then that's an indication there's something wrong with that circuit. If it suggests that it's on, I'm going to go back through and check that they're all off. Okay, so my light's not going on. You could even test your test procedure just by tapping your hot lead. Make sure the light's still working so that you're 100% sure. So like I was saying before, if there's any lights that are left on, or if the light's off and you probe it and you still get power, any of those things is a problem with a discrete output. It's usually a simple problem, it's a simple fix. It's something that we commonly repair here at PDF Supply. We offer exchange programs, new and remanufactured products, so if that's something that you need or interests you, please see us at pdfsupply.com. Thank you.